A week ago, the Denver Nuggets were crowned the title of the 2023 NBA champions. With the remarkable greatness of Nikola Jokic and the relentlessness of his point guard Jamal Murray, they were able to walk through the West and pick up their first ring. Now, if you told me 8 years ago that the Denver Nuggets would become champions, led by the 41st pick in the NBA draft, and smashing records to lead the team to their first franchise championship, I would have called you absolutely crazy. Because it is. Nikola Jokic had one of the single craziest playoff performances I have ever bore witness to, with numbers so ridiculous you would laugh once you saw them. Throughout NBA history, the triple-double has been an incredible feat to achieve. However, one of the most impressive stat lines has been deemed near impossible by those in the NBA, a 30, 20, and 10 game, accomplished by Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, and of course, Nikola Jokic. Guess who's got the most? Yup. Out of the 5 times it's been achieved, Nikola Jokic achieved it 3 times. In Kareem and Wilt's whole career, they each achieved it only once. Besides this, Nikola Jokic accomplished something people didn't even think was possible. Here's the most number of postseason triple-doubles a player's ever achieved. Down near the bottom we have the all-time great Russell Westbrook. As we move along we got LeBron James. Near the top, Draymond Green. Oh, and here's Nikola Jokic. Standing all alone, with 10 triple-doubles, smashing the previous record of 7. Now, as a center, you're expected to finish around the rim more and get rebounds. But look at this shot chart right here. Comparing, here's a normal big man, actually Hall of Famer big man, Shaquille O'Neal in his 1999 to 2000 season. And here's Nikola Jokic. Without a shadow of doubt, Jokic is a former versatile scorer and can put up buckets pretty much anywhere from the floor. Let's look deeper. In fact, Jokic dominates Shaq in terms of every single offensive advanced stat there is. But wait, there's more. Let's look at another record that Jokic broke this season. When we first come to think of inhuman stats, the first person that comes to mind is Wilt Chamberlain. In his best postseason ever, he had the remarkable stat line of 420 points, 320 rebounds, and 20 assists altogether. Keep in mind, that was his best season. Nikola Jokic ended this postseason with 600 points, 269 rebounds, and 190 assists. Jokic ends up destroying Wilt in almost every single category. But what separates Jokic from the rest? Let's look at some of the greatest playoff runs ever. No, let's look at the best playoff run. When we think of the best playoff runs, the first thing we think of was probably team contribution. Team contribution can be referred to as the way a player helps the team on the court statistically. Let's take a look at this graph, measuring a player's overall contribution to the offensive side of the team regarding the time he's played. The further up left you are, the better. The further down right, the worse. Here's Shaq, Patrick Ewing, Moses Malone, Hakeem Olajuwon, and among this chart, standing all alone, is Nikola Jokic. Jokic is accounting for 28.7% of his team's total points, rebounds, and assists so far this postseason, including leading his team and league in every single one of those categories. That puts Jokic in the 99th percentile among all centers since 1951 to 52, despite Jokic playing just 39 minutes per game. Let's not forget, Nikola Jokic was able to take the Denver Nuggets, an organization that has only gone as far as the conference finals, to their very first championship. Next, we look at the individual achievements. You know what? In terms of individual achievement, there's not much more to be said. Since being drafted as the 41st pick in the middle of a Taco Bell commercial, he's become a 5-time All-Star, Finals MVP, NBA champion, 2-time consecutive MVP, with 4 All-NBA first teams and 1 NBA second team. And now, the last factor, the quality of opponents. Now this is probably the most controversial one of the 3 which I'm going to talk about today. Many people have said the Nuggets have had the easiest run this season. They faced 3 play-in teams and literally just Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and the occasional Chris Paul. This series, Nikola Jokic first faced off against the Minnesota Timberwolves. Let's take a look at their team, where they have All-Star Anthony Edwards, former All-Star Karl-Anthony Towns, and a washed Rudy Gobert. Sure, this team isn't great, but they do have some All-Star power. Let's look at Jokic's stats against the Minnesota Timberwolves. As you can see, nearly every single game, Jokic is putting up a high 20 triple-double. Honestly, on paper, there's no way you can look at me and tell me the Timberwolves are actually a horrible team. But let's look at what happened. Rudy Gobert failed to come back, and both Cat and Ant failed to lead their team back from a 3-1 deficit, which all things considered isn't that abnormal. Arguably the most stacked team here with Chris Paul, Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and DeAndre Ayton. This team was speculated to be so good that everybody thought it would be the first team that Chris Paul would get his ring in. In this series, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker put up some amazing numbers, with both players averaging together nearly 60 combined points, 14 assists, and 11 rebounds. With a team like that, Jokic still managed to take it to 6 games and completely destroy them. Take a look at Jokic's numbers through 6 games. In one of the games, he even put up 53, 4, and 11, even though he did lose the game. But it goes to show how good the Phoenix Suns actually were in the playoffs, except they just weren't good enough for Jokic. The Los Angeles Lakers were the third team that the Denver Nuggets faced in the series, most notably led by the great LeBron James and Anthony Davis. Unfortunately, the Los Angeles Lakers are a hard team to talk about because of the big changes they made before and after the trade deadline. What this new Lakers team could have been is a big what if of the 2023 NBA season. Could they have been higher than the 8th seed? We will never know, but this team certainly flipped themselves completely around. However, let's look at the things that we do have. Jokic swept the Lakers in 4 games, and put up some incredible numbers in the process. Lastly, the Denver Nuggets faced off the Miami Heat, the team that gone through the play-ins and would have probably made the greatest playoff run ever if only they won the NBA championship. The Miami Heat were the second team ever as an 8th seed to make the NBA Finals, the first of which was the New York Knicks in 1999. The Miami Heat is led by probably one of the best playoff performers ever, Jimmy Butler, and his all-star sidekick, Bam Adebayo. Now, I've got to give credit when it's due. Jimmy Butler had some of the best games in this series with a roaring 56 points to knock out the Bucks. But what did Jokic do? Game after game, Jokic put up literal Shaq numbers on repeat. In fact, if you look at Jokic's numbers throughout this series, they're as consistent as every other game, showing Jokic's consistency in putting up godlike numbers. And there it is, Nikola Jokic in a nutshell. Just a kid from Serbia who's managed to completely change the way the game's played and is bound to become the next face of the NBA for the next generation. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.